Hey there guys, Mitchell here from Broswagger.com, and in this video what I want to talk about is the least favorite subject for most guys to talk about in the dating world, and that would be flaking. So without a doubt, flaking is just the most frustrating thing men will encounter out there in the dating world. I mean, to be honest with each other here, it straight up sucks getting flaked on. I mean, you meet a cute girl, you have a date plan, and then straight up it just doesn't happen. So I certainly know the feeling. I've been there myself. It's just not a good feeling. And in this video, I actually just want to talk about some ways that you can actually greatly reduce the chances of it happening to begin with. And just kind of, I'll fess up right now, guys. There's no foolproof method to eliminate flaking once and for all. So if you're looking for that in this video, you're not going to find it. And if you do find it in another video, it's just not true, because you just cannot eliminate this once and for all. You probably have some family members or friends who are a little on the flaky side, and you have plans set in place with them, and surprise, surprise, they bail last second. So sometimes women can just be this way as well. There's just nothing you can really do about it. But I do want to start off, guys, with 4 ways that you can just greatly reduce the chances of this happening to begin with. So number 1 here is be the kind of guy that women want to meet. So this will greatly reduce the chances of flaking just altogether, just by being a really awesome guy to begin with. So let's take a fit, young, professional lady. She's single and she wants to meet a great guy. Do you honestly think she wants to meet a guy who's out of shape, poor style, poor grooming, and can barely rub 2 cents together? So being the best you can with what you have will, basically just reduce your flaking by tenfold, just by being a totally awesome guy and just being the type of guy women want to meet to begin with. So number 2 here, set the plans in person. And I've always found whenever I've set up plans with women in person, it just made things so much more committal, and she was just much more likely to meet up. And I mean, obviously this isn't possible if it's a first date with a woman basically you met online, but if you can, set the plans up in person. Number 3, be decisive with the plans. So nothing turns women off more than, you're trying to set up a date and she's like, well, what do you want to do? And you reply back, well, I don't know, what did you want to do? So you don't have to have like plans that are 100% set in stone, but at the very least have a recommendation. And then, if you guys want to be more flexible with it, that's totally fine. But at the very least, have some plans initially set up. Number 4, confirm the plans on the day of the date. So I'm just a huge believer in sending a confirmation text on the day of the date. I always do this. I just recommend you guys do it as well. So this will just greatly reduce the chances of her flaking, because for one, if she doesn't confirm back to your text, don't bother showing up for the date, because I can guarantee you that she won't either. So you should always send this confirmation text in a very assumptive manner. Just assume that the date's going to happen. Just send her a text, say, let's say for example you're going to meet her around 8 that night. You can send her a text around noon, 1 o'clock, and just say, hey, hope you're having a good day. I'll see you tonight at so-and-so at 8, right? And again, like I said, if she doesn't confirm back to this text, don't bother showing up, because she won't either. And like I said, be very assumptive. Don't send her a text and say, hey, are we still on tonight at 8? The woman's going to think, I don't know, did you still want to be on tonight at 8? So when it comes to flaking, there's 2 types of flaking that you're going to encounter. Number 1, she straight up doesn't show up. So I've been very lucky to not have this happen to me very often before. I can only think of 2 times where a woman was just a total no-show. And it sucks, but unfortunately it can just happen to anyone from time to time. I mean, you show up, she's not there, and then you're kind of thinking, well, she's like 15 minutes late. You send her a text, she doesn't reply, and basically you never hear from her again. So like I said, this can happen to anyone from time to time. But one thing, guys, as I mentioned, when you send a confirmation text on the day of the date, if she doesn't reply back, don't bother showing up, and you're just going to find that this situation is going to happen to you a lot less often when you send a confirmation text. So number 2 here is she basically cancels last minute. And this is definitely, I would say for most guys, probably going to be the type of flaking they're going to encounter more frequently. And that's basically, you have the date set, and an hour or 2 hours before, she sends you a text and she's like, hey, something came up, I can't make it now. Or, yeah, I'm really tired tonight, maybe some other time. And, again, this just sucks too. I mean, it can happen though to anyone from time to time. But what I want to talk about now, guys, is a woman not being able to show up for a date is much different than her actually flaking. So when a woman wants to actually meet up, she'll often indicate so in her message. So don't think of this as flaking if a woman sends you a text and says, hey, you know what, I actually forgot it was my aunt's birthday Friday night. I already planned to go. Really sorry about that, but can we meet up Saturday or Sunday? So this is not flaking, and this can just happen from time to time too. Sometimes women get very excited when you approach them, and they often tend to forget about other plans just because, like I said, you're an awesome guy, and they really want to meet up with you. Now there's also flaky behavior as well, and this is just when a woman just won't commit to plans for the life of her. So anytime you're trying to set up a date, she's always saying maybe and just, or for example, I think guys have probably experienced this before. You send a text out and the woman replies like 2 or 3 days later and she says, hey, I've just been really busy lately. I just, didn't get a time to text back until now. And again, this is typically a woman that's just really not very interested at all. And I recommend just moving on, just, don't continue texting her back. And one thing I think a lot of guys will find kind of funny, and this will happen from time to time, is that when you don't actually respond back to women that, are kind of being flaky or flake on you, you'll find sometimes that they'll actually send you a text back like a week or so later. And it sounds really weird, but it will happen from time to time. Now when this happens though, I can pretty much guarantee you that she will meet up for a date because she did reach out to you. But I think what a lot of guys will find is that once they become the type of guy women want to meet, they just really don't have a lot of patience for this. They're getting women out on dates, and the women that just won't commit to plans or just being really flaky, guys will just totally move on from them because, like I said, you are meeting women that do want to meet up with you. So just a final thought here, guys. Don't get really mad at a woman if she doesn't, really respond back to your text or she doesn't show up. What's the point really? She's obviously not interested in you. She's probably not a very considerate person to begin with. So like I said, just move on. Don't lose your cool over this. There's no point really like venting off, on her like through a text or calling her. So just move on. And like I said, I think a lot of guys will find that when they become the type of guy women want to meet, that there's tons of women out there that are just very eager to meet up. They show up and they would absolutely love to meet a guy like you. Hey, so if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.